Yeah. Back it up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Welcome to the Church of Meaning. What a beautiful feeling. Raise your hands to the ceiling and say hallelujah. Kick it off with Marcus Aurelius and me. We also had a moment of silence. A beautiful moment of silence to celebrate 35 nights streaming in a row. 35 nights, 35 opportunities for disaster. And yet here we are. Woo!
I had good grandparents, a good mother and father, a good sister, good teachers, good servants, relatives, friends, nearly everything good. And that I never lost control of myself with any of them. Although I had it in me to do that, and I might have easily. But thanks to the gods, I was never put in that position. And so I escaped that test. I was never put in that position, and so I escaped that test. And that I wasn't longer raised by my granddad's girlfriend. I didn't lose my virginity too early and didn't enter adulthood until it was time. Hell, I put it off that I had someone as a ruler and father who could keep me from arrogance. To live in a palace without bodyguards, without fancy dresses or torches or statues or such like show. That you can live much like a regular person, not remiss in action or careless or ruler when carrying out official obligations. I had the kind of brother I did, one whose character challenged me to improve my own, one whose love and affection enriched my whole life. That my children were born stupid or physically deformed, that I wasn't more talented in rhetoric or poetry. They could have consumed me if I had seen progress, might never have given them up. That I confide on the people who brought me up, the honors that they seemed to want early on, instead of putting them off since they were still young, with the hope that I'd do it later. That I knew Apollonius and Rusticus and Maximus, that I was shown clearly and often what it would be like to live as nature requires. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through the gifts that had the inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. Thanks to the gods, they did all through the gifts that have the inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. And if I fail, it's no one's fault but mine, 'cause I didn't pay attention to what they told me, to what they taught me, practically step by step, that my body has held up for so long through such a life, that I never laid a finger on Benedicta or Theodotus. Even later I was overcome by passion. I recovered even though I often quarreled with Rusticus. I never did nothing that I regretted later. I know my mother died young. She spent her last years with me. And if I ever wish to help a man in need, I was never told that I had not the means. That I was never put in that position myself, of having to take something from somebody else. That I have the wife I do, obedient, loving, humble. That my children had competent teachers, and for the remedy shown me in dreams, when I was coughing blood, when my head was spinning. When I had an inclination to philosophy, I didn't fall into the hands of any sophist. That I didn't waste my time on rises of history, or in the resolution of syllogisms, or occupy myself about an investigation of appearances in the heaven. For all these things require the help of the gods and fortune. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through the gifts that that I could live as nature demands. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through the gifts that help the inspiration.
Yeah. What a beautiful feeling indeed. What a beautiful day. It's Sunday. It's Easter Sunday again for the Orthodoxes. Yeah. Hey. Hey. What a wonderful feeling. Hands to the ceiling and say, Hallelujah! Welcome to the Church of Meaning, brothers and sisters. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday to be alive here at the peak of recorded human civilization. It's Easter Sunday Part 2, Revenge of the Easter Sunday. This one the Orthodoxes get down. They do things differently, the Orthodoxes. They have different schedules. They're a different time, different time. Let me know about the mic volume, by the way. A few people were complaining it was too quiet the past few days. Complaining isn't the right word. The right word is informing me. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let me know if the volume is about right or not. I think this is about right. But anyway, shouts out to my Orthodox homies. A couple of my Orthodox homies was on the phone earlier. My wife brought them up to say hi to me, and I was very rude. I barely said anything to them because I was dealing with drama. You see, I was dealing with work-related, business-related drama today. And I didn't take time to make time to communicate properly with my Orthodox homies. I felt bad about it afterwards. It's like that was just rude there. I was just so caught up in trying to fix the issues I had going on at that moment. I did not take time for my Orthodoxes. So shouts out to the Orthodoxes. Them people crazy. They have Christmas like a month later. They have Christmas a month later. I have some homies, they're Orthodoxes, and they have their Christmas like a month later, and they have a party. They have an annual party, and they just get like really, really drunk and watch Bad Santa and eat sausages on sticks. It's a wonderful time. We didn't go this year though, because I was busy. I'm always busy. I'm so busy. It's ridiculous. I'm the worst friend. If you're friends with me, you know this. I'm pretty much useless because you never see me. You can talk to me, I'll talk to you, and I'll help you if you need to move house, without question, but I will very rarely go to dinner. I do not do that sort of thing. I'm just doing this, so shouts out to my homies who are still my homies regardless. But yeah, we didn't go this year, and I think Hercules is a little too old now. You know that thing when a kid is really little, so they can be around when Bad Santa's on, and it doesn't matter because they don't understand it. But he's 7 now. He understands all sorts of stuff. He understands more than I like to admit, perhaps sometimes. He understands. Poor little guy, he got really upset earlier. He was trying to play Minecraft. 7-year-old son of mine. He was trying to play Minecraft with his homies, and then a girl homie of theirs stepped into the chat. And she wanted them to play in her world. And so that his other homie went over to her world, but Hercules couldn't get into that world, and he got really frustrated and upset, and he couldn't get in. Oh no, I can't get in. And he could hear them having fun, and he couldn't get into the world for some reason. He got all upset, and he deleted Minecraft. Deleted it. Yeeted and deleted. And then he came up to me, he said, Dada, I'm really sorry. He said, me and Q, his friend, we've been building a special Minecraft world for your birthday, and I deleted it. Apparently they've spent like all of the last week secretly building an amazing Minecraft world for their father's birthdays. They're both their fathers, him and his best friend. I'm one father, They have the birthdays very close to each other. Both May guys, May gentlemen, Taurian fellows, bulls, fine bulls, So our children have been building as a special Minecraft world, but Hercules deleted it today in a rage. Oh, God. He's very sorry, he said. All right. So there you go. RIP. Press F. F's in the chat for that Minecraft world. F's in the chat for the Minecraft world. Shouts out to Callie. Or Katie, I'll never know. Says, relatable, worst friend gang. Yeah. Depends what you count on your friends for. If my friends ring me up and they want to know something, if they want to know the truth, I will tell them the truth. If they're like, oh, I've got this business idea, here it is, and I'll give them all the advice I have, and I'll be very truthful. Always very truthful with my homies. I'll tell them if they're fucking up. I'll tell them if their girlfriend sucks. I'll tell them if their business idea has got ridiculous giant-sized holes in it. I'll tell them if their argument is invalid. So I'm good for that, but I'm no good for going to dinner. I ain't doing that. I ain't got time for dinners. I'm no good for hanging. People ring me up. They're like, oh, do you want to hang? They don't actually. They've given up. No one rings me asking if I want to hang. There's a few people I know. I've got a couple of like newer homies who text message me saying if you want to hang. And yeah, we'll see how long that goes on for. I'd love to, in a way, but there is no time for hanging. I don't know how people find time for hanging. Hanging? What is hanging? You know what I mean? If you've got something specific to do, something hopefully that's useful to humanity and our families or our businesses or the activities that we're trying to engage in out here in the world. But I ain't got no time for hanging anymore. I did so much hanging in my youth. You know what I mean? I used to hang. I would hang around graveyards, like shopping centers, record stores. You know what I mean? I did mad hanging, but I ain't got time for hanging now. The hanging days are done, baby. Maybe I'll be doing some more hanging when I'm old. I remember a friend of mine who used to say to me, the time for psychedelic drugs, he used to say. Akira the Don, he would say. The time for psychedelic drugs is in your youth and your old age. In between, we got shit to do. And he would talk about how he very much looked forward to getting to about 70 and retiring and just like eating acid just all day and night. And, I understand that. That makes sense. My only concern is now that, I have a feeling now because I might live to 900. So, like, 70 will just be, like, early innings, and I'll still be, like, really trying to get after it super hard. So many epic activities to engage in, So many epic activities to undertake. So much to do. So many cool things. I've never jumped off a mountain. Have you? I've never jumped off a mountain. I've never made a Robert Anton Wilson album. I've got lots of albums. I've got so many albums to make. I have so many albums I need to make, brothers and sisters. So many legendary undertakings. And then all the while, life is continuing. And Hercules, my son, is growing older and older and longer and longer. And I check in on him and I'm like, how are you so long, boy? How are you so long? And he says, Dada, will you make a song with me? And I say, yes, son, but not right this second. I'm doing something. And then afterwards I go, oh, what? No, I should have just done it right then. But we will make a song this week, Hercules and I. If you looked into the stream last night, you would have, was it last night? Or was it the night before? I think it was the night before. You would have seen Hercules. He was the night before. It was Friday. It was wonderful. He came in and performed his song, Diamonds. He's got a song about searching for diamonds, which is a Minecraft epic activity, And he sings about fighting the Ender Dragon. And then he sings about how he was a bit sad when he killed the Ender Dragon because there was nothing, there was no dragon left to fight. And you got to have a dragon to fight, He's a wise little guy. And but he came in the other night. I don't know if you guys saw him. If you were here on the Friday, you would have seen him. And he sang his little heart out. He just bellowed his little heart out. And my wife was telling me last night, it's because I've been doing that up in here, And they'll be downstairs and I'll be up here, whoa! Doing these sets. And Hercules has been paying attention. So when he came up and performed the other night, he really went in. He really, sang loud. He sang out, Because he wanted to, I don't know if impress is the right word, but he wanted me to see him, That's a beautiful thing. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How's quarantine? Seabiscuit says, man, the week went so fast. Surely it did, right? Surely it did. Seabiscuit said, someone else said, what's wrong with your setup? What do you mean? What's wrong with the setup? What is wrong with the setup? Is it working? Are there problems? There are audio issues? Let me know. Don't freak me out like that. I look at the chat and I see problems. I go. Vimfuego says, I scared myself shitless in Snowdonia. Never wearing crampons again. What? What were you doing in Snowdonia? What were you doing in Snowdonia? I grew up there for a couple of years. A couple of years I spent in a valley in Snowdonia, And yeah, it's pretty epic. Pretty epic. Shouts out to everyone who's logged in. Shouts out to everyone who's logged in early. We're going to do a special little set in a minute. A special Sunday MEANINGWAVE live set. Before you get your DJ set, you're getting a couple of things today, my sweet, beautiful creatures. Smash that like. You better smash that like. If you're in here and you've not yet smashed the like, that's rude. All right? You got to smash the like. That's one of our customs. It's one of our MEANINGWAVE, meaning stream, meaning community, meaning gang customs. We smash the like, and then we log out of our account and we log into another account and we smash the like again. And we ring about grandmother and say, do me a favor, Nana, smash that like, would you? And she does. She does it because she respects us. And, she listens when we tell her to do things because she respects us. So shouts out to her. Internet Gas is the first person I see being in here. I don't know if my it's correct. For Internet Gas, you get first award today. Particularly because your comment is, this is the Church of Meaning. Throw your hands up to the ceiling and say, hallelujah! Which is the right thing to do. It's definitely the right thing to do at the Church of Meaning. Speaking of which, this video, all my videos get demonetized for the most part. But this one got demonetized before it even went live, the stream. Got demonetized as soon as I set it up. It said unsuitable for most advertisers. I thought, why would that be? It's called the Meaning Stream. I was like, oh, it's called Sunday Service at the Church of Meaning. Those heathen swine at Google think anything godly is disgusting and unsuitable. Unsuitable for their advertisers. The Church of Meaning, throw your hands up to the ceiling because it's a beautiful feeling and say, hallelujah! Those heathen swine at Google consider that bad and unsuitable. And to them we say, hallelujah! We say,
good. Because you were only going to demonetize the video after you heard me DJing in it anyway. Saves time for everybody. Appreciate you. Ooh, did you hear that?
we had a nice little delay there. That was very nice. Who was here last night? Brothers and sisters? Who was on the Meaning stream last night? Because it was a pretty epic one. It was an epic one. Oh my goodness. I did like an hour and a half long synthwave set. I think it was an hour and a half. It was pretty epic. I did very epic. Actually, I would say synthwave. It was mostly outrun. Shouts out to everyone who knows the difference between the the subtle differences in these subgenres. People get like vaporwave and outrun confused. People get vaporwave and synthwave confused. People get lo-fi and synthwave confused, and they're completely different on every level. But they do have some shared commonalities, and one of those is you can play them on YouTube without getting yeeted. That's the commonality. Shouts out to Capital. Thank you for the super chat. Capital says,
Good.
and you got to say that. You got to say good. Commandy 8 fell asleep to the synth mix yesterday. Wow, you must have had some crazy dreams. Outrun dreams. Imagine. Man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that becoming a mix of its own accord. We'll be, like we always do, we'll be extracting the audio from that. I say me right now. Although if anyone wants to help with any of this stuff, I'm looking for someone who can help with that. Specifically, because it's taken me too long, and I've got to start making the next album. But yeah, I'll be up till 6 in the morning every night doing this. Extract the audio from the mix and normalize it. Tidy it up a bit. There was a few bits in yesterday's that I have to cut out because I talked over it, I guess. And I guess the mix is when you listen back to just a mix, you don't necessarily want to hear me talking, I think. Anyway, that one's going to be great. That's an opportunity to find a really epic outrun sort of animation, put together a cool loop. It's one of those things that, like, if I'm not careful, I'll spend 6 hours in After Effects making a loop for something that, like, hello, darling. Wife just came up the stairs. She's blowing kisses. That's nice. Thanks, wife. What's that? Do I have everything I need? Look at this. I mean, come on. I got a spaceship. I got a woolly hat, like a super furry animal, So yeah, I'm pretty good. I've got a bottle of water, so thank you. Shouts out to the wife. Shouts out to all wives. Shouts out to wives. Shouts out to the wives. This is we're in this beautiful time right now. It's like the 50s Renaissance. Families have been smashed back together. You know what I mean? The swine, as I like to call them, spent decades and decades trying to pull the family apart, dismantle the family, drive wedges between the wife and the husband and the children, drive wedges between all of them, have the state raise the children, have the husband and the wife both out working all day and all night for the same amount of house that they had when it was just one of them doing it. They've been doing this for decades, and all it took, was one little wiggly viral boy to smash the family back together to this, just like it was in the 50s. And people seem to like it, People seem to like it. People seem to like each other way more than they thought they did. People seem to like, teaching their children. People seem to like making food for their significant other, People seem to like that. Funny, eh? Funny. Who'd have thunk it? Because they told you that what you needed to do was go out and work and build someone else's business up, right? Didn't they say that? And that's what would bring you happiness and joy. And let the swine raise your children. Don't you worry about that. So it's great. It's great. What are we on? Day 35. This is Meaning Stream 35, which means it's 35 days of quarantine. Go quarantine, go! And so far, I'm having a wonderful time. I don't know about you. I do have a wife. You don't necessarily have a wife, do you, darling? And I do have a wonderful son. And I know not everybody has these things. I know a lot of people are on their own. But that way, if I'd been on my own for 35 days, I'd have been loving that too. Because you just got to take all these things as what they are, which is opportunities. Wonderful opportunities. Epic once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Who else had this? Imagine no one else had this. We had this. This is hours and hours alone. WordX Pieces, how are you feeling physically, Akira? I feel good. How am I looking physically? My wife says I've lost weight. Now, there is this thing, because I've been up here, doing DJ sets every night for 35 days in a row. My calves are getting crazy, So there is that, and I haven't been sleeping as much as I was before, because I've been up till 6 in the morning every night rendering mixes and writing metadata and all that type of business. And that's not sustainable forever. Which is why, I'll be looking for, I'm going to be hiring people, So if you know anyone who's good at isolating audio from mixes and anyone who's good at designing, like video loops, that type of thing, holler at me, holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. Basically, what I'm going to do is outsource literally everything that someone else could do better. That's the ultimate goal. And it's kind of what I feel everyone should do and what we can all get to. And I think it's possible for us all to get to it. I think it could be a thing that we start to get to in our lifetime for everybody, whereby everyone is doing the thing they're really good at and other people are doing the things they're really good at. At their different stages of life. You know what I mean? Because, when I was 12, I was great at being a paper boy. I was great at digging holes. I was great at those things. It's like every period of my life, I've been pretty good at some things. And later on in life, I'll be good at other things and so on and so forth. What I'm saying is that I think we can all achieve maximum potential and usefulness within our lifetime. That's what I think. I think we can. I think we can, and I think we should. I say, why not? Why not aim for that? Why not aim for that? And I think all of you guys, if you haven't done this, maybe you have, but I'd like you to really try and work out what it is that brings you the most joy, that sets your soul on fire, that makes your soul soar. Maybe you don't know. Maybe it was something. Maybe you can ask your mum. Maybe there was something when you were 6 that used to really excite you, and you forgot about it because you were so busy, trying to be a doctor or something. And maybe that didn't work out for you. But try and find out what that thing is, and then just try and aim at that thing in your life. No matter what's going on, small steps in that direction on a daily basis. Who was it I was talking to? I was talking to someone about a year ago, and they were talking about how they wanted to be a writer. And I told them, why don't you just get up an hour earlier every day and write something? And they started doing that recently, about a couple months ago, and now they're halfway through a book. And so that's how it goes. That's how that way everything. You could learn something that way. You could learn a language in a year if you just got up an hour earlier. And then you could go and be a translator. You could go be a conquistador. Why not go be a conquistador? Maybe you want to be a milkman. Maybe you want to be a milkman, a man of milk. You could do it. I think you could do whatever you wanted, baby. I think you could do whatever you put your mind to, so I think you should. But first, you got to put your mind there, you know what I mean? You got to work it out. You got to go through that work. Sometimes that takes a lot of showers. Some of us these days, we get our best ideas in the showers, and we go, why is it every time I have a shower, I have a great idea? It's because when you have it in the shower, that's the only time you're giving yourself room to think. It's the only time you don't have your face buried in a phone or a screen or a book or you're doing something or trying to do 80 things at once. I'm speaking to myself here, you know what I mean? I sing this to myself. I'll spend so much time trying to be hyper-productive. A lot of time I don't give myself room just to allow things to occur, you know? That's why I have all my best ideas in the shower, so I take like 2 free showers a day. You know? It's like a shower is basically enforced meditation for me. I used to get it when I used to go on my scooter before the scooter broke, you know? Just scooting through LA, the wind flying through my hair. You know, I'd have so many good ideas. You gotta make room for what you want to come into your life. You know, you gotta make room for that which you want to see in your life. I've got these 2 broken scooters downstairs. We've been hanging on to them because I'm like, surely we could fix them, but we keep trying, but it doesn't work. And we've taken them to men, and the men don't say they fixed them, and then they haven't. And I was like, you know what, we've got to throw these scooters away. And it seems wasteful, but like, you got to make room in your life for something better to appear. So we're going to throw these goddamn dead scooters away, and then maybe a good one will appear. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll keep you informed. Yeah, yeah. How you all feeling out there? I'm going to ask you a question. All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Ooh. Is this something got louder? I was talking into the wrong bit of the microphone. Is that what it was? Okay, here's the thing. All right, we're going to do the international high five. I want to know where you are. Right? And what's your dream? You know, where are you and what's your dream? Where are you and what's your dream, baby? Where are you and what's your dream? Ooh. Internet Gas says, sacrifice him to the scooter god. You know, I was thinking of leaving him by some crackheads. Crackheads are very ingenious, and I imagine the crackheads could get him cracking. You know? Ooh. Yeah. Shouts out to YouTube hero Alex. He's regulating the chat. He made a good point. He said, because you demanded it, and you did. People have been asking me for weeks. We now have a range of Superfly, super useful MEANINGWAVE masks in the store, made in the USA. That's facts, Jack. We really do. Ooh. Yeah, we do. We got those cool masks in the store. And you know what those masks are for? They're for wearing on your face, baby. They're for wearing on your face. They're for wearing on your face, baby. There your face, baby. Look, there they are. There they are. Aren't they lovely? Very lovely. Very lovely face masks. What a lovely face mask. Look at that lovely face with a mask on it. You know? Amazing. Made by real Americans in the real America. Not the fake America, the real America. Oh, shit. Did I tell you, Yo. My favorite new conspiracy theory, which is one that I do not believe even slightly. Normally my favorite ones are ones that I could entertain a bit. I guess I could entertain this. I entertain everything. It's the theory that there's 2 Donald Trumps. And you know which one's which? Because like one wears a blue tie and one wears a red tie. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine. Hey. Alright, let's see what's cracking. Hey, the triode is in the kitchen. And his dream, or her dream, is to find their dream. Hey, that's nice. LZ says, sell the scooter batteries on eBay. People make cell packs out of the batteries. The batteries are both run down. Both of these scooters can't hold a charge for more than 3 seconds, which leads me to believe that the batteries are run down. So I wouldn't... Selling them would be unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. Command 8 says, don't throw it, put it up on Craigslist, let the person who really wants it go for it. Yeah, I could put it on something and say, broken scooter. Maybe someone wants a broken scooter. You're right, maybe they do. But I do think maybe giving it some crackheads. Like, you ever see a crackhead? I saw a video one time of some crackheads said, actually, I think I saw it in real life. You know, sometimes you're not sure if you saw a thing or if it was a video. I think I saw it in real life, but it might have been World Star. Isn't that weird? But a crackhead had got 2 of those scooters, right, and the top part of a shopping trolley, and fashioned a kind of Mario Kart / Mad Max vehicle, and was riding around on it, causing mayhem. You know what I mean? Crackheads are like superhumans. You know the way people talk about like how split personalities are kind of like X-Men. You know what I mean? You know there's certain people who like they got split personalities, and one personality can speak French. You know, one's left-handed. You know what I mean? And one's good at chess. And like then they can summon those forth for certain situations. There's some people in life who can do that, you know. Crackheads are also superheroes of a sort. You know what I mean? You ever see a crackhead, like, lift up a car? You ever see a crackhead jump on a house? I saw it one time. I saw a crackhead, like, do one of those standing leaps and just leapt and just jumped onto the side of a 7-Eleven in a jump. You know, crackhead's got some crazy powers. Art and exploration is in Tennessee. And it says their dream is to follow my art wherever it leads. That's a nice dream. I like that dream, and you can dream that you can do it. Command 8. Amanda in Charleston says podcasting and art. Abaddonish says Indiana and own the Indiana Pacers. Yes. This is my dream. Own the Indiana Pacers. Are they a football team? I don't know. I know nothing about sports. That's one of my areas of not knowing anything. WedXP in Toronto says create a TV series called Reefer Madness based on the dark origins of cannabis prohibition in the US of A. Hey, that's very specific. The more specific, the more likely to occur, by the way, so get specific. You want to get super specific, you know what I mean? Like that. That's super specific. Seabiscuit in San Diego says dream of a skikadelic future. I don't even know what that means, but I'm glad you're dreaming of it. Kayla. What up, Kayla? Kayla says Houston, Texas, and to be unapologetically myself. That is a great dream, and I think you can do that. I think you can do that if you're not already doing it, which perhaps you are. Cindy, Riverside, not getting in my own way. Very good. Very good. I spent many years getting in my own way, blaming it on others. Many years I was getting in my own way. Now I look back, and at the time I was constantly blaming others, or like blaming factors, or blaming the world, or the industry, or politicians, or whatever the fuck it was. Really, I was in my own way. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the game, play the game. How about that? Right? It's a game. It's a game, so play it. Work out the rules. Work out how to deal with them and how to break them if necessary. But it's a game, baby, so you better be playing that thing. You either playing that thing or what you doing, you're sulking on the sidelines. She. WMIV MD to reach my potential. Yes. Yes. The Triode, I should hit you up in Discord and see what's wrong with those scooters and see if we can gearhead them. Please do. I don't know what that means. But I've taken them to a guy, and the guy didn't. He was like, I don't know. What they do is the batteries just run out, like, immediately. They don't hold a charge for more than, like, 2 seconds. You know what I mean? You plug them in all night, and then, and this is both of them, you know? The company that made them, it turns out they were made in China. I didn't realize. I ordered them off Amazon. And it turns out they're a Chinese company, and they ignored my emails going, yo, your scooter, for like months. And then they hit me back and said they'd sent a replacement, but it never came. It never came. They said, we're in China, and we've been dealing with COVID-19. It's like, damn, I don't know if I want that. They're trying to make me feel bad, but it's like this stuff had been going on for months before that. This stuff dates back to like last October. I've been having issues with these people. God damn it. Hey, WMIVMD to reach my potential. Yeah. Chris, Utah. Make sure my son grows up to be a better man than me. Yeah. That's right, baby. Nice one, Chris. That's how you save the world. If everybody does that, we generationally just get better and better and more powerful and more useful as a species. You know what I mean? We're taking them incremental strides, those powerful strides together towards destiny. Like, intergenerational strides towards our glory as a species. That's how you do that. Nice one. Wapistan Lang wants to start a school. He's from beautiful BC. Yeah, nice. Martin Potter. What's he saying? I can't read. Australia. Experiencing being to the fullest. Yeah. Yo, Joel Freeman has a wonderful dream. Joel Freeman's dream to crush your enemies. See them driven before you and to hear the lamentations of their women. I thought that was Conan's dream. It's a good dream though. Pretty great, pretty amazing dream. Yo. Command 8 wants the freedom to be myself without being dependent on others, to be free. Sheila is in Canada, at Ottawa. And what does she want? I can't tell because the chat just ran away from me. Oh yeah, I gotta do something about that. How can I stop the chat from running away from me? I just can't. Oh, I bet it was a great dream too. Hey, shouts out to the dude. Welcome to level 1. Hey. The dude! Welcome to the wave. The dude. Yeah. Righteousness and righteosity. If you were a level 1 member, that means you get to download all the mixes for a start. You know, you get to download a new mix every day, put it on your hard drive for when they turn the internet off. And you know what I mean? Or for when the internet sucks. Oftentimes the internet sucks. You know? Gabe Delaney, Akira, crackheads are superheroes to dawn. BJB, South Carolina, I'd like to go to Mars. Yes. Digital Rhino says, New Orleans, I'm already living the dream. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's really annoying me that Sheila's message just disappeared and I can't read it. I feel terrible for that. I feel dreadful. Oh, hey, here you go. G Reggae the Dawn says California. Help Dawn with the real big business proposal. Ooh, how about that? The tryout says free broken scooter gone in 5 seconds. Okay, that's probably good, right? Good idea. All right, cool. I can't read the chat. It's just gone away again. That means that we know enough. We know enough. We know that this is an intergalactic audience and deserves an intergalactic high five. Yes, I said intergalactic. Why not? Are you ready? Aim for the elbow, aim for the screen. If you're chopping this on the replay, if you're walking down the neighborhood, try high-fiving someone. See if they don't just headbutt you. You know what I mean? Oh, no, does anyone even headbutt anymore? You can't headbutt during social distancing. Sucks to be a Glaswegian right now. Yo, 3, 2, 1. Ba, 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 ba. The high five that echoes across space and time, brothers and sisters, that's what that was. And right now, I think, hey, why not? Why not? Firstly, smash that like. Secondly, smash that like if you felt that international high five. If you felt that reverberating across space and time, smash that like. I think you should. And I'm going to play a special little set because it is Sunday service at the Church of Meaning. Put your hands to the ceiling. Join in with me. Oh, what a wonderful feeling. Hallelujah! Isn't that right, Hercules? Hercules is over there using my water machine. Oh, you bringing me some water? Really? You're going to bring your father some water? I raised you well. Thank you, son. What'd you say? Mum did all the work. I didn't do anything. Mum teached you, yes. All I do is make the money. Mum bought you the toys. What about all the toys I bought you? Come here. If you can have these conversations, you come here and do it on stream. Cheeky monkey. He's gone. Mum. Oh, all right, bye. Cheeky little. You just burped. Hey. Oh, my goodness. I just make the money, says Hercules. That's all I do. All I do. Well, I love you anyway, boy. I do a lot, yes. I do. Thanks. Love you. Okay. Love you. Well, that was Hercules standing over the other side of the room. And that means I'm going to play a special little mini Sunday service MEANINGWAVE set. And this one, what should we call this?
I think that a good name for this is Indeed. It is indeed JVP Wave. Thinking about God.
We don't understand the world. Like, I do think the world is more like a musical masterpiece than it is like anything else. And things are oddly connected. Now, you know, I know that sounds new agey and it sounds metaphysical. I'm saying bluntly, this is speculative, right? I'm feeling out beyond the limits of my knowledge. I'm not willing to dismiss the mysterious. The mysterious. I'm not willing to dismiss the mysterious. I've experienced the mysterious in a variety of different ways, and it's very mysterious. Very mysterious. We certainly know that we're bounded by ignorance, and there's far more going on than we know or can know. We do. The problem is when you start to speculate, it's a projection of your imagination. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because knowledge advances through projection of imagination. But the problem is you can see yourself reflected back at you, and then it's self-fulfilling. And so you can see what you want. The mysterious. The mysterious. I'm not willing to dismiss the mysterious. I've experienced the mysterious in a variety of different ways, and it's very mysterious. Very mysterious. The most ancient ideas we have about the nature of reality are predicated on a certain presupposition. And the presupposition is this. There's two fundamental modes of being that characterize reality. One is the absolute. An absolute is the sum total of everything. So if you think about things in their most unbounded possible form, if you think of things in their infinite number of potential variations, you can think about that as one pole of reality. It appears classically that people have regarded their encounters with the absolute, which is all those multiple levels of being that are beyond your perceptual capacity, as equivalent to an encounter with God. The mysterious. The mysterious. I'm not willing to dismiss the mysterious. I've experienced the mysterious in a variety of different ways, and it's very mysterious. Very mysterious. Question. First of all, it's an attempt to box me in a sense. And the reason that it's an attempt to box me in is because the question is asked so that I can be firmly placed on one side of a binary argument. The reason I don't like to answer it is because A, I don't like to be boxed in, and B, because I don't know what the person means by believe or God. And they think they know. And the probability that they construe belief and construe God the same way I do is virtually zero. It's a question that doesn't work for me on multiple levels of analysis. But strangely enough, just as we were talking, the answer to that question popped into my head. I act as if God exists. I act as if God exists. As if God exists. I act as if God exists. Now you can decide for yourself whether that means that I believe in him, so to speak. But I act as if he exists. Then with regards to these other issues, the divinity of Christ, I would say the same problems with the question formulation obtain. What do you mean by divine? And also, what do you mean by Christ? These are very, very difficult questions. Now, I believe that the Logos is divine. If by divine you mean of ultimate value, of ultimate transcendent value, yes. It's divine. It's associated with death and rebirth. Clearly, I act as if God exists because the Logos dismantles you and rebuilds you. I act as if God exists. That's what happens when you make an error. When you make an error, some part of you has to go. I act as if God exists. That's a sacrifice. You have to let it go. Sometimes it's a big part of you. I act as if God exists. Sometimes it can be such a big part of you that you actually die. Instead of dying and being reborn. Is there something more than merely metaphorical about the idea of dying and being reborn? Yes, there is. Because those are associated with physiological transformations. What's the ultimate extent of that? That's a good question. What happens to the world around you as you increasingly embody the Logos? We don't know. We don't know. I act as if God exists. I act as if God exists. I act as if God exists. As if God exists. The hypothesis is that there has been one or two individuals who managed that, and that in their management of that, they transcended death itself. So what do you mean by transcended death? Well, in the case of Christ, let's assume he was a historical figure. Is his resurrection real? Well, his spirit lives on. That's certainly the case. Let's imagine that a spirit is a pattern of being. Patterns can be transmitted across multiple substrates. Vinyl, air, vibrations in your ear. It's all the translation of what you might describe as a spirit. It's that pattern. It's independent of its material substrate. Well, Christ's spirit lives on. It's had a massive effect across time. Well, is that an answer to the question? Did his body resurrect? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happens to a person if they bring themselves completely into alignment. I've had intimations of what that might mean. We don't understand the world very well. We don't understand how the world could be mastered if it was mastered completely. We don't know how an individual might be able to manage that. We don't know what transformations that might make possible. I act as if God exists. As if God exists. I act as if God exists. I act as if God exists. I tend to do is to look at symbolic representations through the lens of evolutionary biology, rather than assuming that these representations are mere superstitions or play no functions. Like we have the idea that there's a deity that's fathered-like. So it's a disembodied spirit in some sense that's eternal, that has eternal characteristics. It's like, okay, well, strip it of its metaphysics. If you strip it of its metaphysics and just look at it as a biological phenomena, it's like, well, what might the idea that there's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. What might that be a reflection of? Well, it's like, well, there's you imitating your father, but your father imitated his father, and his father, and his father, and his father imitated his father. So in some sense, what your father actually imitated was the pattern of fathers across time. And you can think of the transcendent father as the pattern of fathers across time. When a child imitates his father in pretend play, when I'm pretending to be my father, I'm observing my father across multiple situations. And then I'm abstracting out the commonalities in behavior and attitude across those situations that make him father. And then I incorporate that and dramatize it in my pretend play. It's unbelievably sophisticated. And so it's what the child is doing in pretend play is coming to embody the disembodied spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. And so you think, well, that is a disembodied spirit. It's a disembodied spirit that's incarnated in the collective of fathers across time. And what is that? Well, it's a judge, that's for sure. It's a judge. Even when you interact with the hierarchy of men who are currently alive, something can be abstracted out of that. It's like the patriarchal spirit. And if you don't think that's judging you, you are not thinking. It's absolutely judging you. That's what rank orders you in a hierarchy. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father.
Yeah! Yeah, make some noise. Make some noise for yourself. Make some noise for Jordan Peterson up in this thing. Let's be the church of meaning. What a wonderful feeling. Put your hands up to the ceiling and say, hallelujah! Hey!
Genie is the root word for genius. And it's a really interesting idea because there's this unlimited power that's associated with genius, but it's constrained. And that's really what the human spirit is like, because it has this aspect of the infinite. And it is something that can grant wishes, but it's also constrained terribly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes. Or for wishes, you know? I don't ask God for favors or for wishes, or for wishes, you know? We're constrained mortally and physically and all that, but the thing is that both the infinite possibility and the constraint are necessary. That's what makes up the genie. It has to be both at the same time. And the idea that, if you find your genie, you can have your wishes. It's right. You have to really want what you're wishing for. Right? You have to make the proper sacrifices to get it. It can't be just some whim. You have to ask for something that you would rather not have, which is usually wisdom. Somebody asked me about prayer. They asked me if I prayed, and I thought, well, it depends on what you mean by that. Exactly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. But I do think that if you sit on the edge of your bed and you ask what foolish thing you're doing to make it worse, that you'll get an answer right now. And it won't be the one you want, but it might be the one that if you listen to would set things straight. I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where if something wasn't going right for me and I sat and thought, okay, I'm willing to figure out what I'm doing wrong, which is a big thing to think because you never know how much you're doing wrong. It might be something that you really don't want to contend with. But if you clear some space to meditate on that, probability that you'll figure out something that you did that was stupid, that's bending you and twisting you in the wind, you'll get an answer very, very rapidly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. And it's not obvious how you do that. It's not like how you're manipulating your neurons or something. It happens of its own accord in some sense, like you can participate in it, I guess, and you can interfere with it, and it seems to take a certain amount of willpower, but it still all happens mysteriously behind the scenes. And I would say this sort of attitude towards, let's say, prayer that we're discussing is just an extension of that. It's something like, well, you admit that there's a problem first, and then you ask for the minimum necessary intervention, which would be, all right, well, I'd like to move forward on this, some small amount that someone like me could actually manage. I'd be willing to carry it out. And then you reorient the way you're thinking as a consequence of that. And something usually pops out of the abyss to guide you. Very strange. But it's not really any stranger than the fact that we can think at all. Because the fact that we can think is actually very strange. Strange like the fact that we can dream is strange. And that's strange beyond belief that you can dream. Or that something in you dreams. Which is a much better way of thinking about it, because it's not like you're really in control of your dreams.
Of wishes,
Hey. Just as everybody lets in.
So there's a line in the New Testament where Christ says that no one comes to the Father except through him, which is a hell of a thing for anyone to say. I am the way and the truth and the life. That's another one. Here's the idea. It's as if there's a spirit at the bottom of things that is involved in the bringing to being of everything. People talk about evolution as a random process, but that's not true. The mutations are random, but the selection mechanisms are not random. what are the selection mechanisms? Human females are very sexually selective. That's why you have twice as many female ancestors as male ancestors. So the male failure rate for reproduction is twice that of the female. How is it that males succeed differentially? Females reject. They reject on the basis of what? And the answer is, well, it's something like competence. How is competence defined? Well, men put themselves in hierarchies and they vote on each other's competence. Let's say you decide to follow the best leader in a battle. Well, then you don't die. Like, he might get all the women, but you don't die, so at least you're still in the game. And it might be the same if you're following the greatest hunter. And the greatest hunter wouldn't be the person who was best at bringing down the game. It would be the person who was best at bringing down the game and sharing it and organizing the next hunt and all of that. What that means to some degree is that there's a spirit of masculinity shaping the entire structure of human evolutionary history. That's what that means. It's the spirit of positive masculinity that manifests itself across epochal ages, millions of years perhaps. And it actually has shaped our consciousness. Actually, it's like the essential spirit of all the great men who defined what greatness constituted. That's a spirit. Well, that's a purely biological explanation. Well, that's God. God is the highest value in the hierarchy of values. That's God. God is how we imaginatively and collectively represent the existence and action of consciousness across time. That's God. God is that which selects among men in the eternal hierarchy of men. That's God. God is that which eternally dies and is reborn in the pursuit of higher being and truth. But then there's another possibility too, which is that that's actually reflective of a deeper metaphysical reality that has to do with the nature of consciousness itself. I think that's true. I believe the biological case, and I believe the biologically reductive case, but I don't think that exhausts it. There's a metaphysical layer underneath that the biology is a genuine reflection of. And that's the macrocosm above and the microcosm below. We are really reflective, including in our consciousness, of something about the structure of reality itself. And that might involve whatever it is that God is. Well, that's God. God is the future to which we make sacrifices. That's God. God is the voice of conscience. That's God. God is the source of judgment and mercy and guilt. That's God. God is what calls and what responds in the eternal call to adventure.
I think that you could get glimpses of heaven and glimpses of hell. I think that you can see people who live in hell. You can walk down the street and see them. For them, it's eternal, because their pain is so overwhelming that it feels like it will last forever. It's also something that can engulf everyone, and has. Is there a metaphysical reality to it beyond that? I suspect so, but I don't know. I think that the heaven-like experience pointers to the way that things could be. And we don't know how things could be if we really got our acts together. We don't know. We spend a lot of time in our fallen condition, wasting time, being resentful, working counterproductively, hurting other people, and cursing fate itself. Even doing all that, we've managed to make societies that are very functional and decent. We spend 100% of our time working towards the good instead of 50% of our time, or perhaps 51%. God only knows what we can bring about. The sky's the limit. And then once we reach the limit of the sky, there's a sky beyond that, would then be the limit, and so on and so forth. And so, I think that heaven exists and that we can produce it. But we're not going to do that by changing the behavior of other people. I think that heaven exists and that we can produce it. But we're not going to do that by changing the behavior of other people.
Social are embedded in a dominance hierarchy.
Okay, let's go.
The dominance hierarchy has a structure. We couldn't call it a dominance hierarchy. Dominance hierarchy A, B, C, thousands of them across thousands of years. What's central to all of them? That's the pyramid of value. What question do you need answered about the pyramid of value? What's at the top? Because that's the ideal. At the top of the pyramid, the golden Buddha in the lotus. It's the same thing. The same thing as the crucifix. And that has to do with something like the voluntary acceptance and therefore transcendence of suffering. 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 The voluntary acceptance and therefore transcendence of suffering. These are not arbitrary ideas. They're deeply rooted in biology and culture. They're as deeply rooted in biology as the dominance hierarchy is rooted in biology. And we already know the answer to that. The dominance hierarchy has been around for 350 million years. It's a long time. You don't get to just brush that off and say, well, morality is some sort of second-order cognitive problem. It's like, no, it's not. You have a counter at the bottom of your brain that keeps track of where you are in terms of your status, and it bloody well regulates the sensitivity of your emotions. So if you're at the bottom of the hierarchy, barely clinging on to the world, everything overwhelms you, and that's because you're damn near dead. And so everything should overwhelm you. You've got no extra resources. You're sunk. And if you're nearer the top, serotonin levels go up. You're less sensitive to negative emotion. You're less impulsive. You live longer. Everything works in your favor. Your immune system functions better, and you're oriented at least to some degree towards the medium and long-term future. And you can afford that because all hell isn't breaking loose around you all the time. And so then the question is there a way of being that increases the probability that you're going to move up dominance hierarchies? Well, that doesn't seem to be a particularly provocative proposition. It's the same thing as the crucifix. And that has to do with something like the voluntary acceptance and therefore transcendence of suffering. 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 The voluntary acceptance and therefore transcendence of suffering. Okay, so back to Jung. See, Jung believed that once we had stopped populating the cosmos with gods, that they went inside. Think about it this way. Archaic person looks at the sky, uses his imagination to populate the sky. What's the sky? Well, it's the constellations. It's the domain of the gods. Well, why? Because the gods are what are out there beyond your understanding. Well, that's what you see when you look up at the sky. So you populate the night sky with figures of your imagination. So the gods are the things that you broadcast out of your imagination and see spread over the world. It's like the contents of your unconscious are manifesting themselves when you encounter the unknown. It's exactly what it is. How else could it be? You're projecting your fantasy onto what you don't understand. That's how you start to cope with what you don't understand. You populate the unknown with deities. Where did they come from? They came from your imagination. Well, what happens when you take them out of the world? Do they disappear? No, they just go back into your imagination. That's the same motif as rescuing your dead father from the belly of the whale. Belly of the whale. Belly of the whale. Rescuing your dead father from the belly of the whale. Belly of the whale. Belly of the whale. Rescuing your dead father from the belly of the whale.
Belly of the whale. Belly of the whale. Rescue your dead father from the belly of the whale.
It's the same idea. Is that the corpses of the gods inhabit your imagination. So where do you go if you need to revivify them? You go into your imagination.
Make some noise for Jordan B. Peterson. Make some noise for yourself, baby. Yeah! JVP Wave, thinking about God. That's what that was.
Hey, yo. What's cracking, baby? How you feeling? Woo! Woo! Hey, hey, hey. Church of Meaning. What a wonderful feeling. Put your hands to the ceiling and say, Hallelujah! Ooh! Yeah, that was like a delightful little thing there. Yeah, yeah. A delightful set. Shouts out to the homie Diverting Tales. Curated that set. Actually, his version didn't have that song at the end. I put that in the last minute. I wanted a glorious finale. So I pulled that guy in there. You gotta have a glorious finale. I mean, I do. That's one of the things I insist on. Glorious finale. Ooh! 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 What up, Jaden W? He says, hey, Akira, that long sleeve is pretty litty. Where can I get one? Ha ha ha. You can get one. Right here, baby. Yes, you can, right here. You can get one at meaningwave.com. Hey, look, there's a hoodie. What a lovely hoodie. Yeah, you can get one at meaningwave.com. You can go to meaningwave.com right now, actually. You can do it right now, and you can get yourself all sorts of awesome things. You can get antimicrobial face masks. You can get hats and hoodies, posters, and accessories of all kinds, all over prints. Many wonderful things. And you can get, there you go, look, look at that young man wearing one of these. Wearing one of those out in the open. which is what I'm doing. In public. Rah. Shouts out to my internet. It's something funny. It's having trouble opening a website, but that's because it's putting all of its effort into delivering this stream. I'm glad it knows what it's up to. But yeah, here you go. There's lots of nice long sleeves. These are long sleeves we have available right now. We have this Confront the Dragon, Get the Gold guy. That's pretty great. This one I'm wearing right now, it's the MEANINGWAVE Sunset, you know? There's many. There's these lovely Alan Watts ones. With many and many to come. A new collection is launching very soon. The new collection, the summer, MEANINGWAVE Summer Collection will be dropping very soon. That means that this stuff will go. That's what that means. You know, it's like, it's what do you say? You know, there's dark and light, isn't there? There's only dark and light. There is, you have to have both. You can't have everything all at once, darling. You know? Anyway. Oh, yeah, baby! Shouts out to everybody locked in. Shouts out to everyone who's smashing that like. And if you've not smashed that like, you should. That's your sacred duty. I have my sacred duty, and that is to regulate the vibes. Your sacred duty is to smash like. And I need also turn the mic back up after I've done a set like this. That's better, isn't it, darling? Yeah, baby, yeah, it is. Hey, shouts to everyone locked in. Shouts out to, we got 2 new members during that set. We had the Dude, became a member at level 1 member, the Dude. And Detailed by Andrew also became a member at level 2. Oh boy. You know, if you're level 1, you can download all the mixes, you get the emojis. Level 2, you can download the mixes, get the emojis, and download the albums when they drop. You know, you get auto righteous situations. Shouts out to the Digital Rhino. Thank you for the super chat. He says, God's bless Akira the Don. And my goodness, they have. You know, the gods blessed me. They blessed me. You know, they gave me a beautiful wife. They gave me a beautiful son. They gave me a beautiful community. And they made me funky. They made me
Funky. So yeah, shouts out to the gods for making me funky. I'm very appreciative. Oh.
Yeah, if you were here last night, you would have seen the Get Down, Get Down. You would have seen that Get Down, Getting Down. We did an old synthwave set last night. It was epic. 34, that was the 34th night in a row. 34 nights in, I hit the synthwave button and went crazy. It was epic. It was joyful. And who knows what else is coming up? You know what I mean? Who knows what other treats are in store here on the Meaning stream? What kind of vibes are going to get regulated? What kind of vibes are going to get regulated? Are we really going to do an all Zelda lo-fi set this week? Is that going to happen? I don't know. Shit, maybe. You know what I mean? That would be pretty epic if it did, huh? Huh? Maybe it would. Broken Umbrella is in the building. Broken Umbrella says last night was something else. Yeah. Hentai Warhol Z says, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did, Hentai Warhol Z. Hentai Warhol Z sent me a lovely message on Instagram. It touched my soul. We appreciate you. You know, I've been getting lovely messages all the time. I've been blessed with that. You know what I mean? Some people don't never get no letters ever. You know what I mean? We live in a post-letter society in a way, but I get mad, beautiful communications, and I'm grateful for each and every one of them. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Where did that song go? There it is. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we're about to regulate a DJ set. We're going in. Who's going to be the person to hit that like and make it number 100, and I'll start the DJ set? Huh? Cindy Bailey says all Zelda is in the Triforce. Wapistan Lang says A Link to the Future. Zelda Wave for the win. You know what game I like? And I'm annoyed I can't play because I don't have any kind of a Nintendo, and I certainly don't have a... What Nintendo was cracking around the time that PlayStation 2 was cracking? Anyway, there was this beautiful game I used to really like called Pikmin. I think it was called Pikmin. You remember that game? It was like alien plants, and you sort of had to grow them, and they'd follow you around or something. That's barely all I remember of it, but I just know I loved that game, and it was a beautiful feeling. There's just a feeling about that game, and it's a strange thing. Nintendo games have a feeling. They have a feeling that you can't get anywhere else. Everyone's playing, what is it everyone's playing right now? Is it Animal Crossing, I think? I looked into that. I was like, oh, that looks so beautiful and lovely. Hercules goes, oh, can we play it, Dad? It looks like a Nintendo game. It is. We don't have a Nintendo. I don't think you can even get Nintendos anymore. I heard someone saying they were trying to get one. You can't get one. You just can't get that shit anymore. You know what I mean? We live in this new world where you can't get cheap shit from China anymore. How much would it cost to make a Nintendo in America, I wonder? Is it even possible? You know what I mean? We talked about this recently, but I'm starting to think we might just be stuck with what we've got for a while. You know what I mean? We're going to have to make do with what we have for a while, hypothetically. Because, that manufacturing is going to have to come home, baby. Going to have to come home to Papa. And we're going to have to work out how to make things. But what's exciting about that, though, is I believe we're about to step into the next generation, so to speak, that Star Trek Next Generation, that quantum leap. We're about to take that quantum leap. So we might have to chill on the tech for a few years and just, use what we got. But then we're going to get, the quantum ting. And I'm real hyped about the quantum ting because I want to make some quantum beats, you know? I want to make some quantum records. I'm vibed out. Yo. Cindy Bailey said everyone who's bored in quarantine bought all the consoles. Yeah, they did. They did. How'd you be bored, though? I don't understand how you'd be bored. There's so much to do at all times. Man, I haven't played a single goddamn computer game. I haven't touched Red Dead Redemption in months. I don't know what's happened to my guy. His moonshine business must have gone out of business. You know, I mean, he just hunted for the most part. He enjoyed hunting that guy. That was basically what he liked to do, you know? He liked to get his cart out there and just fill his cart up with 3-star pelts. Or was it 5 stars? I can't even remember the star rating. I can't remember anymore. It feels like another world. It feels like the long, long ago. Jaden. My guy Jaden with the info, he says someone built their own Nintendo Switch out of old Switch parts on eBay and Craigslist for like $150 to $200 total. Did they? Did they? That's crazy. Man. Shouts out to Abadonish. He's got a crash. He'll catch us on the stream tomorrow, and he'll catch the rest of this on the replay. Get after it, baby. You go. Vwin Fuego says, if you're bored, you're boring. You know, my mum used to say, only boring people get bored. If I ever complained about being bored to her, she would say, only boring people get bored, go read a book. So I did. I read many, many books. They set my imagination on fire. I don't remember being bored. When was I last bored? I don't know how you can. How can you be bored? There's so much to do. We've got a future to build. I mean, that's it. That takes. You know. Man, I don't get it. You know. I wish. I would love to be bored. Imagine. What do you do when you're bored? Are any of you out there ever bored? Like, what happens? How does it happen? Fill me in. I want to know. You know, I'm not one of these snooty, how could you be bored? Disgusting. I'm interested. It's probably, I bet someone like Alan Watts would say that, you know, that's good. It's good to get to that state, probably. It's probably good to allow yourself that kind of mental freedom. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that. Internet Gas says, bored is the feeling of thinking you have something better to do. If you're always living happy in the present, you cannot be bored. Grey Flower says, fire! So that's what's under our Don's hat. I don't know why I'm wearing this hat. It's hot as hell in here anyway. I've got all these lights on, right? I've got all these lights on. I'm jumping up and down after time. It's hot as hell anyway, and I'm like, yeah, today I'm going to wear my MEANINGWAVE bubble hat. I'm going to wear my MEANINGWAVE bubble hat today, I thought. But you know what? Because it goes so nicely with this, right? I don't know if you can see. See there, right? See how well this outfit goes. You know what I mean? The whole thing just hangs together real nice. You know what I mean? And, you know, I like, you know, it's Sunday, you know, and there's different variations of Sunday best. I could have worn a suit today. I did think about wearing a suit. But I'm wearing my MEANINGWAVE best, you know? I'm wearing my coordinated MEANINGWAVE, you know, pink and sunset outfit. That's what I'm doing. Dude says, idle hands at the devil's workshop. That's real. The devil will find work for idle hands to do. Ooh, what was that great song? The devil will find work for idle hands to do. I stole and then I lied, and why? Because you asked me to. But now you know the truth about me. You won't see me anymore, but I'm still fond of you. Whoa. That was it. Shout out to Morrissey. What a guy. What a hero. I love Morrissey. I always did. Still do. I do love it when people are like, oh, Morrissey let me down. I hate Morrissey now because he espouses views that I do not share because I was told not to or something. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, ha, 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 in your face. See, the thing is with Morrissey was always against the consensus. He was always against, you know. And when that happened to be yours, you were fine with him, but now you're not. What the fuck? Yo, look, man, like, I'm a goddamn carnivore. You know what I mean? I only eat cows. I don't agree with Morrissey on everything. Does that mean I cannot enjoy his music? That's foolery. That's foolery, my guy. You know, if you can't enjoy someone's music because you don't agree with their opinions, you are, you know, that's very tricky. You got to separate the art from the artist, baby. You got to. You know, some of these people are goddamn cannibals. You know what I mean? I remember the day when R. Kelly was finally cancelled. Because, like, people have been knowing R. Kelly, you know, has been on some weird shit for a long time. Like, a long time. A long time. You know, the Boondocks did a whole episode about it, like, a decade ago, you know? You know? But it took a flipping HBO documentary. That's what it took. I remember, because I've been in a club, right? I'd be DJing, and I used to play Bump and Grind at the end of the night all the time. All the time. It's an amazing record. Damn right I play Bump and Grind. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. You know what I mean? You play that shit at the end of the night. You send people home on the right vibes. Because what I want people to go home at the end of... If I've been DJing, and when people go home at the end of the night, I want them to go home and make sweet love. That's what I want them to do. You know what I mean? I want them to go home and start a family. Stop being out in the club. Go start a family, goddammit. So I play Bump and Grind at the end of the night, right? And that would make people go home and start families. I had many people write to me and say, yeah, I impregnated the shit out of this lady to after the end of that set. You know, and someone else wrote to me, they said, Akira the Don, I got mad pregnant because of your set, you know? Now I'm raising the future. I'll be like, yeah, my work is done. Ooh. But 1 week, and I would play Ignition too. You know Ignition? But I'm not trying to be but I'm with about do. Remind me of my Alexis coupe. Now I'm pull your penny thinnest. What was that bit? And go, yeah, all that. You know, and I would do sound effects, give him a whoop whoop, and I'd be like that. Can I hear that beep beep? Yeah. Rubbing my hands through my throat, bouncing onto any foes. And it's the remix to Ignition. No one ever heard the original version of Ignition either. Like, no one knows what that song is. Ignition remix. What was the original R. Kelly? Apparently it was a track. I've never heard it. And I like R. Kelly. You know what I mean? I used to play that song about buffing in the kitchen and all that. But either way, I remember the day I was playing Ignition. And, you know, like I said, people have been knowing there was some funny stuff going on with R. Kelly and, like, nobody cared. But then the HBO documentary came out. And I was wondering that night, I was like, I wonder how many people in this crowd tonight watched that R. Kelly documentary. And I put on Ignition, and what normally happens when you put on Ignition is everybody goes, oh! Oh! And they get really hyped. They love Ignition. People love Ignition, right? But I put on Ignition, and rather than everyone going, oh! The girls who were at the front went, and started throwing shit at me. They started shouting at me and throwing cups, like plastic cups. I was like, damn, I didn't get a memo. I guess they cancelled the shit out of R. Kelly this time, huh? Damn. So yeah, I never played R. Kelly in the club again after that. But if the clubs do reopen, I will try it and see. Because they tried it with Michael Jackson too, right? There was a documentary about him. And the weekend the documentary about him came out, like, you know, you always play Michael Jackson in the club. I mean, it's one of the greatest artists of all time. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? You know what I mean? Plus, I don't believe he did it. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't believe he did the stuff they accused him of. I believe he was the victim. You know what I mean? I believe that he was a castrato. You know what I mean? And he was chemically castrated, and that's why he talked like that. You know what I mean? But I don't think he was doing that stuff they said he was doing. But I could be wrong. Either way, you know, that HBO documentary came out, and yeah, people were not feeling Michael Jackson that weekend. But the weekend after, they didn't give a shit. It was like, oh, we're gonna the people who are easily persuaded by HBO documentaries, like David Fuller from Rebel Wisdom. Me and him had an argument. It came close to being an argument. Like, he tried to make it an argument on the internet, but I don't get in arguments on the internet. Because from a distance, you know what I mean, you can't tell which is the idiot. You just see two people looking like idiots. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of those idiots. So I haven't had an argument online since 2003. But David Fuller tried to get me in one. You know what I mean? Because I said something positive about Michael Jackson, or said something about, like, not believing documentaries necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, and he went off. He totally believed it. So he was very convinced by that documentary. But anyway, the people in the club land, nah. The first weekend, Michael Jackson. Second weekend, getting the hell after it. You know what I mean? Getting the hell after it. They wanted to be starting something. You know what I mean? They were all about that Billie Jean life. You know what I mean? They were all on that stuff. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so R. Kelly, you was good, R. Kelly, but you weren't good enough because your art did not transcend a documentary takedown, whereas Michael Jackson's did. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson's did. Michael Jackson is immortal. So yeah, anyway. I wonder what R. Kelly's doing right now. What do you think? What do you think, chat? What do you think, people locked in? I always think about the guy who's listening to this in space in the future. Because I know there is one. And I always think about him. So I'm talking to you right now, my guy. What do you think R. Kelly's doing right now? I mean, if you're in the future in space, R. Kelly's probably dead, huh? Dude says, Mark Twain said it best. Never argue with an idiot. You'll never convince the idiot that you're correct, and bystanders won't be able to tell who's who. Yeah, that's real. That's real. You know what I mean? Jay-Z said it as well, but he didn't say it as well. But it's true, and it's also, it's not just fools. It's like if you argue with what Ghostface Killer used to call smart, dumb N-words, right? It's like some people, they ain't necessarily like idiots or whatever, but they might be ideologically possessed, or they might be so like smarty pants that they cannot be convinced of different ideas that did not come from smarty pants sources. You know what I mean? If it wasn't in the Guardian, I'm not going to believe it. And I'm like, and this is a super educated, seeming so-called smart person. You know what I mean? But they'll hang on to the most ridiculous views of the world and refuse to accept certain aspects of reality because it won't bend into their ideological view. It's tricky, man. That's why you can't be holding on to ideological views. That's why you've got to refrain, you've got to steer clear of cults. You know what I mean? You've got to steer clear of, of that impulse, that very, very human impulse to join the cult. Unless, of course, it's the cult of meaning. In which case, you should definitely join the cult of meaning. You know what I mean? You should join the cult of meaning. You should raise your hands to the ceiling. You should say, oh, what a beautiful feeling. Hallelujah! You should. It's the right thing to do. And I think you have. You're here. You are here. That's what's important. We're going to get in. We're about to get in. We're about to get in, Jaden W. We're about to get in, Command 8. We're about to get in, Martin Potter. We're about to get in, Richie Rich. Hey, Digital Rhino. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Tom Cruise is a nutter, but I love his movies. Right? That's a great example. Tom Cruise is batshit crazy. You know what I mean? He's a member of an actual cult. He's brilliant at his job. He's balls out, brilliant at his job. Has he ever done anything bad? Has he ever done a bad performance, Tom Cruise? Has he ever? I can't think of one. Huh. The Triode says Chappelle's bit on R. Kelly was hilarious. Oh my God, wasn't it? That was wonderful. That was a long time ago, you know what I mean? That was like nearly 20 years ago. Exactly, nearly 20 years ago. You know what I mean? It ain't new news on R. Kelly, but they just decided all right, this time he's cancelled. This time! Martin Potter says Vanilla Sky. I've never seen that, actually. So his performance is good, even if the rest of the movie's shit. That's what I'm saying, though. Has he ever done anything bad himself? Maybe he's chosen a bad movie or whatever, but he himself. You know what I mean? What was it, Magnolia, that movie? That was one of the greatest performances of all time. Tom Cruise in Magnolia is amazing. He was in a janky movie. What was that janky movie? It was like Groundhog Day, but sci-fi. He was great in that. It was a janky movie, but he was great. Yo. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Hey, Jaden says, I'm going to hook you up with Pikmin on your computer, Father Don. Check your Twitter later. Ooh, I will. Pikmin on a computer. Wood. The Triode says, Carlin was right. You can joke about anything. It's not just can, it's must. You must joke about anything and everything. You must. Got to. man, if you can't, that's when you know you're in trouble as a society. When they start coming for the comedians, that's the warning signal. Them's the canaries in the coal mine, and that's how we knew we was in trouble a couple years ago. You know what I mean? When they started coming for the comedians and try to tell people what you could and couldn't make jokes about. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! You can and you must, and we will. We're about to get in with a special Sunday meaning wave. A Sunday, what is this going to be? It's going to be a Sunday DJ set. I've got some vibes to regulate. You know what I mean? I've been thinking about what I was just saying about R. Kelly and that, you know, about the end of the night vibes, about one of the purposes of a DJ. I've been thinking about that. All right, we got it. We know what we're doing. And when I say we, I mean me. I know what I'm doing now. I know what this is going to be. I know what it has to be. I've got it. The vibes. The righteous vibes. Yes. Okay, righteous vibes. Are you ready? You ready for some righteous vibes, brothers and sisters? Are you ready for the get down to get down? Huh? Ooh, there's a clue.
I'm not a concept, Joel. I'm just a fucked up girl who's looking for my own peace of mind. I'm not perfect.
I can't see anything that I don't like about you.
love you. Until you've loved a love you've had to lose. You've loved a love
Akira.
He's got clout.
what? I'm not sorry. I don't take it back.
There's a certain satisfaction in the pain. I can see your step. Temperature sleep.
Akira. He's got clout.
Do you know this? This is wonderful. X marks the spot. X marks the spot. Imagine this going on and on. Supposing my finger were indefinitely long. Both fingers. They're just crossing each other. Now on one side of it, it's a pair of scissors. And it cuts. What is it on the other side? Why, it's opening female legs. Saying, please come in. 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 One side of it, it's a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side? Utter softness, utter receptiveness. On the other side, it's on this side, it's please, 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 please. Yes. Well, and everything's fixed on that. See? It's this way. Sharpness, teeth, biting, spines, crab shells, all that kind of thing, you know. On the other side, it's the melting softness of life. Please come in. 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 One side of it, it's a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side? So, if you see that, if you get that principle, you can feel yourself not sort of just rattling around in the world as a kind of somebody who's been stuck down there, but you can feel yourself going on in absolutely exact relationship with everything around you. Please come in. 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 One side of it, it's a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side? Please come in. 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 One side of it is a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side?
Wanting, needing, waiting for you to justify my love. Wanting, needing, waiting for you to justify my love. Wanting, needing,
And this is very beautiful.
for you to justify my love.
Hey, well. Well, goodness, who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. Yeah, what is up, baby? How you feeling out there? How you feeling out there? Calm down, Lum. Chill, Lum. Chill, Lum. It's okay. It's okay, Lum. Woo! Ha! I just made a scientific discovery. I just made a major scientific discovery. That's wonderful. I love it when I do that. You know, I always try and learn something new. You know, I always try some new stuff. Try some new things. And, you know, just see what happens. And I learned something. I learned something then, which is the F sharp minor, which is the key that Alan Watts song is in, right? It's in the key of F sharp minor. And it's in the tempo of 99 BPM. And those are the horny key and the horny tempo. That's the horny key and the horny tempo. Now, I didn't know that scientifically. I was just, when I was making that album, you know, I was like trying to get the right vibe for that song. And so I found that vibe. It wasn't like I scientifically knew at that point. But just now when I was playing it, I had a look in my DJ library for other songs that were in the same key and the same BPM. And what's in the same key and the same BPM? All of the super horny Madonna songs from like 1993 or whatever. Like, there is a science to this shit. You know what I mean? There is a full-blown science to this shit. Let me see if the other one is in the same. Haha, yeah, that makes sense. You know, the other one, that's like, it's not quite as horny, but it's kind of in the area. You know what I mean? It's maneuvering into the area. Is that Beautiful Woman song. Beautiful Woman. Ba, 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 that Jordan Peterson one, right? That one's in the same area. That's because that's in the compatibly harmonic key of B minor, right? At 88 BPM, it's a little bit slower. It's just the next key along, just before. Ha! Science! Yo, that's crazy. What else is in that area? Let's have a look. Let's have a little scientific investigation into my DJ library. Oh yeah, all those club songs, all those Bad Bunny songs. Loco Contigo. Loco. That's the song that was most making chicks go crazy just before the shutdown. If you played that Loco Contigo, whatever the frick song in the club, chicks would lose their minds. MIA, Bad Bunny and Sean Paul in that. That's one, of course it is. Bunch of Little Kim. Or Please Me, Cardi B and Bruno Mars. Yeah. There's a ton of them, of course. Of course, F sharp minor is the key of horny. Now we know. Now you know, brothers and sisters. Use that information wisely. Yo, Leo Sayers, you make me feel like dancing. You make me feel like dancing. No, that's not that one. I got those two confused in my head. You know what that is? You know that one? Hey, everybody just clap your hands. Let me hear your dance. Everybody just clap your hands. Woo! This is gonna be a bit more fun with it, but like, you see the vibe. Ooh. Everybody just clap your hands. Let me see your. You got this new way of talking. Ooh. You got the better of me. I gotta single over this because I'm pretty sure this one will get us yeeted. Let's snap your fingers and I'm walking like a dog hanging on your lead. Hey, ha 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 ha. I'm in a spinning on, shaking on a string, you know. Hey. You make me feel like dancing. I wanna dance the night away. You make me feel like dancing. Yeah. I wanna dance the night away. Ooh. You make me feel like dancing. Hey. I feel like dancing. Hey. Yeah. Of course you do. Ooh. Yeah. Oh well. Damn. Yeah. Talking all over the track. Vibes! Certain DJs do this anyway, you know what I mean? I was never the kind of guy to talk over the record. But now we've got the algorithms to deal with. Whoop!
fatty fat sacks.
Fatty fat sacks. Hey.
That same motherfucker that took them knuckles to your
Oh,
eye. And I try to warn you not to test, but you don't listen. Giving a shout out to my uncle Donnell.
Hey. Hey, yo. Just don't care, yo. Oh, yeah. Confirmation. I have just discovered the horniest key and tempo on the planet. Yo. Because Tom Steiner, Suzanne Vega, that's like officially the horniest song on earth. That's like about like watching a guy go to the chip shop. It's crazy. And it fits perfectly with this. Ha ha ha. Hey, hey, hey. It is always nice to see you. Ooh. Yo, I just got the all over body chill. Hey, nice.
It's always nice to see you, says the man behind the counter. To the woman has come in, she is shaking her umbrella. And I look the other way as they are kissing their hellos, and I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk. I open up the paper, there's a story of an actor who had died while he was drinking. It was no one I had heard of, and I'm turning to the horoscope, looking for the funnies when I'm feeling someone watching me, and so I raise my head.
Yeah.
There's a woman on the outside looking inside. Does she see me? No, she does not. There's a there's a there's a there's a outside looking inside. Does she see me? No, she does not really see me. She sees her own reflection, and I'm trying not to notice that she's hitching up her skirt, and while she's straightening her stockings, her hair has gotten wet.
All that stuff about chip shops and straightening stockings. Suzanne Vega. Hey.
This rain, it will continue through the morning as I'm listening to the bells of the cathedral. I am thinking of your voice.
Whoa. Woo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Holy shit.
Imagine this going on and on, posing my finger when he's coming. Please come in. 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 Please come. Please come in. 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 One side of it, it's a pair of scissors. What is it on the other side? Utter softness, utter receptiveness.
Damn, I could do that all day. I could do that all day. But yeah, we were just discovered by the power of science The F sharp minor, 99 BPM. That is the area of horny. That is what that is. That's science. We just worked that out on the Church of Meaning on a Sunday. Oh, what a beautiful feeling. Raise your hands to the ceiling and say, Hallelujah! Yeah, in the name of science and in the name of God. We discovered these things and we put these in, we worked this out. And my goodness, what a glorious thing that was. How glorious that was. Shouts out to Suzanne Vega all day long. We love Suzanne Vega over here. This part of the world. This song kind of basically invented trip hop. That's what I would say. I would say Tom's Diner by Suzanne Vega invented trip hop. That's what I'm going to say today. And yeah. Cindy Bailey says, tell us we'll hear it again. I don't know. Why would that happen again? That was the thing of the moment. You know, that's why these things are special. You know, when I, you know, back in the old days when I would be outdoors DJing, I would do crazed magical things every time I played that only existed in that moment and never ever existed again. You know, that's what happens. And what's happening now, though, is I'm doing it on stream and you guys get to enjoy some of these magic moments. But hey, guess what? You can hear that again because these streams, they get downloaded off of this channel and re-uploaded to the second channel, don't they? That's what happens. They get re-uploaded to the second channel. So you'll be able to watch this back unless, you know, the copyright gods yeet it. And also the main portion of that mix will be isolated and turned into its own special thing, which will be uploaded to, members of the channel and of the Patreon will be able to download that. And I think that one might be Corona Babies too. I think that might be Corona Babies too. Or it might be something in that area, you know. It was definitely that kind of a vibe. It was definitely that kind of a vibe. Who said what's a sheep? Shouts out to What That Sheep! What That Sheep! Yeah, Word XP said this should totally be mixed together for the remix. You know what I mean? I want a remix of that track now. With Susan Vega going all over it. I'd have to clear it, though. It's one of those copyright things. I'd have to track down whoever owns that thing. That shit is long. It's a pain in the dick. But, you know, maybe. I mean, it does sound really good. Also, shouts out to Madonna, who's a weirdo. But her stuff sounded really good over that. Like, those two tracks of hers that I mixed in over Alan Watts at the same time as Alan Watts was playing. Because one of our incremental improvements this week was adding another deck, you know, over here. Adding another deck. Let's get camera 2 going, see if we can see it. No, it's, yo, can you move back a bit? That guy, see this guy? This is the other deck. You know, so we can do shit like that. Other deck, other thing. Yeah, okay, cool. That was great. Shouts out to everybody locked in. Thanks to everyone who was supporting. Thank you, Mike B, for the super chat and the bouncing ball. You were a bad man, and I appreciate you. Blessings. Blessings. Where's my applause? Yeah, nice one, Mike B. Nice one, Digital Rhino. Holding it down throughout that. Got a question. Digital Rhino's got a question about my arm. My arm was not on display, so you must have been wondering about this for a bit, huh? I have to roll this sleeve up. Can I roll this sleeve up? My arm is too pumped. Arm is too jacked. That. So we wanted to know. We need to get it back on that camera. You're there on camera. How do I make this? Oh, yeah. Move it that way. Very difficult. That, there. Yeah, is that Prince or Nikolai Tesla, someone said. I never realized that Prince and Nikolai Tesla kind of look the same. That's Prince, but it could be Tesla as well. But yeah, that's Prince. Shouts out to my boy Blue, who drew that on me. Thank you, Blue. You lovely man. Shouts out to Blue. And yeah, shouts out to you, Digital Rhino. X-Hammer X13 Thor dropping that auspicious 1776 super chat like a G. Wanted to know. Oh, my arm is circulation of blood to my arm's cutting off. Hang on. Ow! Ah. Gee whiz. Did it? Yeah. What was X-Hammer134, thank you. It says, thoughts on syncing your music to retro Japanese sports car anime on repeat. Yeah, my thought on that is definitely yes. And if anyone can send me any loops of that stuff in good quality or any footage of that, please do. High quality footage of rips of 90s anime is what I need in my life. And if you want to be really MVP, get me loops. Like, just like a couple, like a short loop, like 30-second loop or whatever, even shorter, of something ill like that from a 90s anime. That's just what I need right now. And that's why, yeah, I spend so much of my life right now until 6 in the morning trying to find shit like that for the mixes. And yeah, yeah, I need help. So yes is the answer. Hell and heck yes. And gosh yes and golly yes. And do I have a favorite classic or retro Japanese car? Mine is the original Hakosuka GTR Godzilla. That sounds sick. I don't know nothing about cars. That's one of my areas of not knowing nothing. I know things that look cool, you know. That sounds cool. But yeah, I don't know nothing. That's one of my areas of know nothing. Feel free to educate my ass and feel free to send me loops. Yeah. Gang. Digital Rhino says Tom Cruise is a nutter. I love his movies. Yes, exactly. So there you go. Bap. Word XP says what file format? You know, .marv, .mp4, even a WebM will work. You know, whatever. Like not an MK, whatever you Ultra. Not an MK Ultra. Premiere does not import MK Ultras, but it takes in everything else, pretty much. So yeah, feel free to send me really good loops of things that would look good for illustrating mixes. Because we didn't mix a day, but that means we need a visual a day. And you know the vibes, you know the aesthetic, you know the waves, you know what we're on. You know, that's what we need. We need that. Shout out to House Palmer. House Palmer says,
get after it.
You know, and that's the right thing to say. That is the right thing to say. We appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who's been locked in. This has been the Church of Meaning Sunday, second Easter edition. We had, you know, this was an epic stream. We did it again. We did another epic stream. We had a whole JBP Wave set, a pure JBP Wave mini album length set on the subject of God, musing on God. JBP Wave, thinking about God, you know? That's pretty sick. John Hannibal Smith says, I noticed Gundam Wing is HD remastered on YouTube. Send me that shit. Get after it. Yeah, we did that. Then we had this nice, smooth, lush, sexy time lo-fi mix. And then we had a little mini, like, going crazy mixing Outkast and Prince and Suzanne Vega and Alan Watts together. That was fun. That was fun. That's how we get down. Bradford White makes some noise for you. Says JBP Wave on God was beautiful. You're beautiful. You know? You're beautiful. Great Flower says thanks DJ Awesomeness. Is that my new name? I like that name. I will keep it. DJ Awesomeness in the house. Hey. DJ Awesomeness in the house. Yeah. Gang. Yeah, I love you guys. No comment. Says love you, Akira. Love you, no comment. Love all you guys. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you for being here. Shouts out to the new members. We appreciate you. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member of the channel. Press the join button. You could also use one of the links below in the description to do some other stuff. You could go... You could buy some merch, you know, you could buy some fine merch. That's always good to do. So you can look like me and wear this fine thing. You know what I mean? You can also get your antimicrobial face masks. Those things are very sexy time. Look, there's Alan Watts with all of his hands. All of his hands. Oh my God, what would he do with all those hands? You don't want to think about it, lady. You don't want to think about it, lady. Alan Watts in his prime with all of those hands. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was listening last night to the first half of the new Alan Watts album. It's a 20-track album. 20 tracks. Sexy time, Alan Watts. My homie James, who's mixing and mastering it right now, he sent me over the first 10 tracks for me to run through. Oh! Yo, it gave me a seizure. That's how hype it was. I had like a little weird meltdown thing. Like, it sounded so good, baby. It sounded so good. Oh my goodness. It's like, wow, it really suits itself. It's really like a quad. You know the way that like great albums are split into sections, you know? Back in the day, a classic LP, it'd be two-sided, right? Unless it was a double, and then it'd be four-sided. This is a classic double album. In structure, arrangement, like just the first 10, that's an album on itself. It's got like mad singles, mad bangers, mad emotional peaks and troughs. But it's a double. So I'm super excited for you to hear that. I'm super excited to get that the finals of that in. You know, and yeah. Shouts out to Digital Rhino says that's the one I ordered. Nice. Yeah, you know. So anyway, yeah, hit those links in the description. You know, you can join the Patreon. You can join the channel. You can send a one-time donation if you so wish. You can buy the music on Bandcamp. You can smash that like, you know what I mean? And you can also probably go subscribe to the second channel because that's where we upload the replays of these. If you've been confused, like where is the replay of these streams? They're on the second channel. There's a playlist on the main channel front page. You can find that. And yeah, that's where you can rewatch these if you like rewatching. If you're listening to this on the audio, then you already know the vibes. You already know what it's about, and you have been regulated accordingly. You know, so shouts out to everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow because it's a whole new week, baby. It's a whole new week in the Meaning stream. We'll be back tomorrow with some fresh vibes, some fresh takes, some fresh hot takes, and some like sort of general righteous excellence to get your whole week correct. Thank you to everyone who's been locked in. Hercules, did you want to do the by 5? I don't know if Hercules has gone to bed. I don't know if this one went on too long again. Anyway. Yeah. Time to go. Time to go, you sweet creatures. Oh, hey, Hercules is here. What's up, Herc? You ready to do the by 5? Herc's here to do the by 5. All right, we'll do a little quick prayer. Do you want to do the prayer? Yeah, it's your time to do a prayer, Herc. You haven't done one for ages. Me too. No, Herc's just getting some water, then he's going to say a prayer. Yes, he is. What a good kid. What a beautiful boy my son is. They're dropping diamonds in the chat. Diamonds in the chat. Hey, diamonds in the chat. Diamonds in the chat.
Diamonds in the chat. Diamonds in the chat. Diamonds in the diamonds in the diamonds in the diamonds in the... Ooh.
Thanks, Freddie. All right, here you go. Do you want the headphones?
Yes, please. I'm going to sit down here. First, let me take this.
They can't see you.
They don't have to.
Okay.
Because I've just been in the shower.
Turn it down a bit.
Okay. Dear God, thank you for this lovely, lovely father and Minecraft and Robux and Q and these lovely fans watching. Thank you for me and oof, 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 amen, oof, oof, oof. Shout out to Robux and Robux and Mike.
All that stuff. Make some noise for yourself. It's time for the by 5. We're going to say goodbye. We're going to do a high five type situation to say bye. That's what we're doing. What are you doing, Hercules? We're doing the by 5. Come here. Are you going to come and do the by 5 or what? All right, love you guys. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I'll see you tomorrow.
Bob Ross by 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. By 5. By 5.